what's next for Kamaru Usman? What does he do? He's beat everybody. He's cleared out the division, and now there's a couple people here and there that potentially could fight him next. If he decides to stay in the welterweight division, and it looks like he's going to stay at the welterweight division. I think one of the hurdles that he has to get over in order to go to the 185 middleweight division is a champion, right? He clearly does not want to have conflict or any type of fight with Israel Adesanya. He said that it's bigger for his continent of Africa to have two champions, and both of them being from Nigerian descents. I don't see them ever fighting each other. Now, does that mean that he never goes to 185? Well, I think that really weighs on whether or not Israel Adesanya stays at 185 or is champion at that time. But regardless, it looks like Kamaru Usman is going to stay at 170 for the next little bit, maybe a couple of years at least. But who's next? Well, what does he do? Now, there's two people that he hasn't faced in the top 10. The top two people is rank at number 7. This is as of the night of the Jorge versus Usman fight. Is Michael Chiesa at number 7, and number 5, Stephen Boy, Wonder Boy Thompson. We call him Stephen Boy. It just sounds better, but those two matchups are the freshest matchups. Now, Michael Chiesa is active, is an active fighter. Is he at the top yet? Do I think he necessarily gets a title shot? I don't think yet. I think he has to go through some of these other guys at the top, and then maybe he'll face Kamaru Usman. But the other guy is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He's different from most of the guys at welterweight division. Back when he was facing Tyron Woodley for the title for both fights, he was posing a lot of issues for the welterweight division. He has a very strange style when it comes to traditional MMA. He has more of a karate stance. He's very difficult to take down, and he just can throw strikes from multiple angles. He primarily is a counter striker, but he can take a punch as well. One thing about him is that he's kind of up there in age. He's 38 years old, I think now. So that's a bit of a question whether or not he can still be at that championship level. But I think Wonder Boy is probably the most appealing option for people that haven't faced Kamaru Usman. Now, all the greats, not necessarily. They haven't done it all necessarily the same exact way, but all the greats have faced people multiple times and beat them. There's some exceptions like Khabib, who didn't really face many people. I don't think he's ever rematched anybody. But there's guys like John Jones who beat DC and Gustafsson twice. You have GSP who beat Matt Hughes. He beat Matt Serra. Like he beat people multiple times. Now Kamaru Usman has an opportunity to do that. Yes, he's beat all these guys, but in order to solidify himself even further as the greatest welterweight now and potentially of all time, he has to do it again, right? He has to go through these guys, basically like a victory lap, where he has to go around the track and now meet these guys again and pass them. And Kamaru Usman kind of alluded to that before. He said that I already lapped everybody, and Jorge Masvidal is the first person that he's going to lap. From there's other potential matchups that he can go after. One that's potentially there is if Leon Edwards beats Nate Diaz, there's an opportunity for Leon Edwards to fight Kamaru Usman in a rematch. Now, does it go the same way as the first fight? That's another video. But another rematch. Gilbert Burns. I think Gilbert Burns has to fight again and see what happens there. Another one that I'm noticing that's a fresh matchup that I didn't mention is Luque. Luque had a very impressive showing, but against Woodley. but I don't think that's enough anymore to warrant a title shot. It maybe Gilbert Burns beating Woodley at that time warranted it, but now Luque beating him, I don't know. I think Woodley's stock went down, and inversely, I don't think Luque would get a title shot. But there's options. My point. This is my point. Is Usman? Yes, he's beat everybody, but there's still options, and a lot of fun fights, a lot of good matchups. I don't even think Usman will be fighting that much longer. He's getting up there in age. He's had many issues with his body, with his back, his nose. I'm not sure about his nose. With his knees. There's a lot of issues that he's had. I would give him another maybe 2.5 years, 3, around that range left in his MMA career. So these guys, I think he goes on, faces all these guys again, beats them, and goes on and retires as potentially the greatest welterweight champion.